than 6:30 p.m. Sustainable Task Force meeting. Call to the order. I'm Harita Nagabandi, Chair.
I'm Geraldine Yo.
Jack Elward, Vice Chair.
And Jason Scott, Staff Liaison.
Okay. So I haven't received any appointments or resignations, but there is still an open position right on the task force. That
Yeah.
needs to be filled.
That's correct. We have a alternate position. Ginny's nice enough to serve as one of our alternates, but we are still short one alternate member, so we've asked for that position to be filled. I wasn't able to listen to your presentation yet to the council, so I wasn't sure if there was any feedback that came from that.
No.
Okay.
No.
I will be listening to it. I just haven't had a chance yet.
Well, actually,
I can actually provide. Go ahead.
yeah, it went really quick for the first. It went through all the committees and all the task force, and that was about 5 minutes.
Okay.
Then all of a sudden they started talking about the veterans.
Veterans.
The veterans, they wanted some money, so
Yeah.
for the.
But it's usually during that period. Right.
Yeah,
during,
so
during
then
that
they,
period, that's when they
they had
mention.
about a half an hour of that.
And usually I get some sort of feedback from
Yeah.
the town manager's office in advance to let me know, but I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, that one, they approved it the next day, I think. No, I saw something on Facebook about it. They approved the,
Meeting minutes.
yeah, well, that for the veterans.
Right.
So,
Mhm.
which was good.
Yeah.
And then Harita, at that point, they called you up and you did your thing, and
Yeah.
you said thank you, and the other guys around the town council, they know who we are now.
They know, and they appreciated the work that we did.
Yeah, we can talk about that when we
About
get
that
down
in
to
the
item
update.
6.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So moving to the next one, I haven't heard any I haven't seen any email correspondence for the public comments. We don't see anyone here. Did you hear anything from anyone?
No, I haven't received anything, no phone calls, no emails this month about anything sustainable related.
Excuse me, what about the gentleman that was there with his children?
Yeah, last month. Yeah, so last month, if you guys remember, we had a visitor. He was interested in trying to get a program started with the school district of some educational resources for different students at different levels, all related to the same subject within the sustainability vein. I asked him for some information, if he had any ideas. I told him I would also try to see if I could find anything we might be able to use as a roadmap that I could pass on to him. I hadn't found anything yet. I'm still looking, but I haven't received anything back from him either. In anticipation, I did stop by and talk to one of the assistant superintendents, and I mentioned to her that there's somebody who'd be interested in trying to develop some sort of a program through their company, and she was really interested in the idea. So I think if they come up with some sort of a presentation that they can make to them, I think it'd probably be something they'd really be interested in, which is good.
Yeah.
So it'd just be a matter of kind of putting something together that might fit in with their curriculum,
Yeah.
whether it's this year or next year. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's good. Yeah. Hopefully I can.
He's pretty enthusiastic.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Your
Yeah.
guys here.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
It's I have 2 little ones, and my oldest is in elementary school now, and they do fit a few things into the curriculum talking about it. They have a section where they go out and they do a little bit of gardening, and they talk about
That's good.
how the natural cycle of like transpiration and stuff works with water. So it's like they learn a little bit about the importance of plants and how they grow and how you can make crops and things like that. So it's like, and they get to grow something. So they had sunflowers and corn and a few other herbs and things, things that they could do within the school year.
Yeah.
So last year, even as a kindergartner, she got a little bit of exposure to that, and now first grade. So I think a lot of schools are starting to fit those things in. When I was a kid, they didn't have anything like that, So I think it's great. I think it's really, especially, a lot of our communities have an agricultural history to them, as we have farms still here in town. It's nice to let kids understand that, so they can understand the history of their community that they live in and the importance of it. That's good. Mhm. So yeah, hopefully we'll see where that turns out next.
By any chance, did he give his email address address or his name? I know he did mention, but did he give his email address?
Yeah, I gave him my information.
Yours, okay.
I hadn't gotten a message from him yet.
Okay.
But keep my eyes peeled.
Yeah, let's hope he comes back.
Mhm.
So we will be moving on to the item 6 because we need some more time to review the meeting minutes. So do I have a motion to move to the 6, item 6?
Yeah, just to postpone.
Yeah, postpone to-
action item 5. Yeah.
I'll second it.
Okay. Okay, so and report from the task chair. So, it was was it on October 6th? I think it was on October 6th, the first meeting.
Yeah.
So I and Jack, we both were at the town council. We gave the good news on we are silver certified now, and we did also mention that we would need their support, continued support for us to keep the silver certification and the bronze. So they really appreciated the work that we did. So that's pretty much I have
Yeah.
unless Jackie wanted to add anything.
No, I think you added a little bit about the, the upcoming event that we're
Yes,
gonna have,
yes.
which was good. A little bit of food waste type of stuff. And,
Yeah.
Lisa was very happy.
Yeah, I know she's been to a couple meetings here, which is nice, and she's always been very supportive of the activities here, which is good. And I think the reason why this is here, it exists as a group is because of her interest in it. We started looking into what the other communities are doing, and we found that a lot of communities in Connecticut had some sort of a citizen-led group like this that they could provide feedback. So we thought that was a good model to emulate. So that's what we're trying to do, and it's great because the original members, which you are one, they had done a lot of work to help get that bronze certification. So they've kind of been here since the foundation of this.
Yeah.
And I would like to see, as the members change over time, that work still continues regardless of who's doing it. I think fostering an interest within town is good. I think it's good for our task force. I think it's good for the town. Just to see, to get awareness out there about our task force and what we're trying to do, and that way we can get good feedback from citizens that are interested in things that they would like to see us pursue. That's good information that we can take and bring to the council. So hopefully we can be a good conduit for that.
Yeah. And definitely the work that was done from the previous task force, right? That was a lot of work that was put in. So I also had a mention of the previous task force and how the work that they did helped us to get to the silver certification. So kudos to that team.
Yeah, it was like I was looking at Facebook, and I think Derek sent out something on the plan implementation committee, and we were one of their agenda items, sustainability, and they talked a little. I listened to at least that part of it, and they started talking about sustainability, and like Derek and Ed were very supportive. They're happy. Really happy we got the silver certificate. So, I think even Derek said there's so much stuff that they're involved with that is sustainability. You can look into it. So it's like there's a lot of stuff out there.
Oh, absolutely.
And
Yeah.
I agreed. But it was nice that we became an agenda item on their because that's I think that's a pretty important committee in town, plan implementation plan.
Oh yeah. They've had that for a while. It's a good way to try to implement what's in the plan. The plan of conservation development, it's a very large document. It encompasses a lot of different things. It's goals for the town as it grows and changes. So having that group get together and talk about different aspects of it, how to work it into capital budget planning and things is really a good idea. And with they have to update it periodically, and so that update kind of coincides with our sustainability efforts here to get the silver certification. So it's kind of nice because sustainability became part of that document as it was getting developed, which
Yeah.
was a huge help. Complete Streets was as well. I talked about that a little bit last month.
Yeah, because I think Derek's kind of like, well, I don't know if he is the leader. Some other lady was, I think, leading that I think she talked to you a little bit about. So I got the impression she was, your name was mentioned a few
Okay.
times.
Okay.
It sounded like she was talking to you a little bit about it,
Mhm.
getting information from you. So.
Yeah, yeah. Happy to answer questions to anybody at any time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's they refer to as PIC, the Plan Implementation Committee. They're going to be meeting quarterly.
Okay.
They used to meet monthly
Yeah.
with the last Plan of Conservation Development, and they had asked a liaison from this task force to be present there. At the time, when like Jack, when you came on board and some of the newer members came on board, there wasn't somebody available to go to that meeting. So I've been passing on information from what's
Yeah,
going on
yeah,
here at the
that's
task
good.
force
Yeah.
to their liaison so that they could bring that forward.
Yeah.
They haven't formally asked to have one of us present, but if they do, I may ask to see if somebody's available for a couple of those meetings a year.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. And the other thing too is that because sustainability is part of the POCD, now we've got two groups talking about sustainability.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it was
it might be good to, if they're gonna be doing some like work, not duplicate the same thing here and vice versa, so.
Good
Yeah, that was-
exposure.
Yeah, right, yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
And not to mention, Jason, thanks for all the work that you put in. It was not an easy task, so we definitely appreciate the work that you put
Yeah,
in
and-
for us to get to the silver certificate.
Yeah, thanks. All I did was basically try to piece together the data for the work that everybody else did. I was just filing paperwork, honestly.
That's
But
an
it was,
important one.
It is very, very
it was,
important.
yeah, it was surprisingly a lot harder than I expected. It's just it's a real time crunch to get through it all, and trying to document everything that's been done. But it was good because it gave me a chance to kind of dig in a little bit deeper into some of the other departments. And there was still some things that are probably on the table that I just hadn't even gotten
Yeah.
a chance to get to. I just had a limited amount of time to work. So, if and folks at home that are listening to this, we have a summary of the points that were used to come up with the value that gave us the certification. And I'll post this stuff after the meeting as a meeting packet, so it'll be available to people once they listen to this. But you'll see that there were a few items on there that we needed more information to be submitted that I just didn't get a chance to get to. So although we got enough to get
Yeah.
there could have been more points available that we could have gotten. I just did not have enough time to get it all in. But it's good to know that it's there. And I will try to get that information together so that if it's available and useful for the next certification round in a couple of years, we'll have that available in our back pocket that we can upload. So just make sure that I have that data ready. And then the whole trick is to try to stay on it,
I know, to stay on.
more consistently through the next couple of years. That way it's
Yeah.
not such a crunch at the end.
But I think if we have the 2025 out there, that's good for 3 years.
Mhm.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
And I think a lot of it, you put it in for there's 2022 references there, but I
Yep.
think once you put the 2025 in, the information on sustainability CT, I think it's good for the 3 years.
Oh, yeah, for the 3 years, yes, yeah. So if it happened from January 1st, 2022,
Yeah.
it was allowed to be submitted here in 2025. But when it comes time to recertify in 3 years, they're going to have that same 3-year look-back period. So they'll be looking back to 2025. Yeah, it might be like January 1st, 2025 is the new 2022, 2023, 2024 may not be possible to use.
2025 is still good. So
Yeah,
we
for
have
stuff that was
reference
done in
point.
2025, which is a small amount. You can see on this same spreadsheet that I mentioned, I wrote down the year of the event that we were getting credit for, whatever it was. And you'll see a lot of them are 2022, 2023, 2024. So obviously that's why I'm concerned. I want to make sure that
We continue to make progress on those, definitely.
absolutely.
So that would be a good exercise for us for the road mapping on what are the different things that we want to continue doing.
Yeah, like I was telling Jason before you came in, I've kind of been trying to look online
Yeah,
to see where stuff will fall off.
correct.
And it's not an easy task because you have to go through every item. And there's a lot of items, not just the 13, it's probably 50.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's quite a few.
55. So,
Yeah, for each of the 13 actions that Sustainable CT looks to, there's different subcategories within them, and some of them are pretty extensive, and they have like 5 or 6 different categories, so yeah, it's a lot of good stuff. But hopefully, we'll be able to keep up with that. And then, we'll go from there. There is a gold certification available for the community as well. We would have to get a significant amount more points than what we currently have.
Yeah.
So it might be something to shoot for. There's not a lot of communities in Connecticut that have it yet. But just like with bronze and silver, over the last couple of years that, I've been aware of Sustainable CT, I can see how the numbers are increasing, right? The communities are going through the process and getting their certification. So where there was, a lot of bronze and a few silver and maybe 1 gold, now it's quite a few bronze. Almost every community has
That are
bronze
doing it.
status now, and then there's quite a few silver, and now there's I think maybe 6 or 7,
6, yeah.
something like that. Yeah, so six gold communities. So numbers are increasing as they're able to get over those hurdles. So something to shoot for.
Yes,
And I always try to look at, and I think speaking to you folks too, you're seeing what other communities are doing. So those are, good things to pay attention to, and we're seeing what works and what sort of programs people are tackling. It might be good to have that as a roadmap, so we don't have to reinvent the wheel. We might be able to tailor it to Rocky Hill's needs. We'll see what the council wants us to do.
And going forward, I was thinking we can actually have a quarterly update given to the town council on what we are doing and what help we need or support we need from them. So that way we can actually continue with all the actions that we had before and continue with all the programs. So will you be able to, I don't know how advanced we need to tell them on the quarterly, but it can just go on to their agenda.
Yeah.
Like every quarter, right?
Okay.
Like a set date and time where one of us can go and provide an update to
Sure.
the town council.
Yeah, I'll talk to the town manager's office because they're the ones that set the agenda.
Yeah.
And,
or
see if we can-
semi-annual.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's time somewhere in that quarter
Yeah,
to.
quarter or semi-annual, whatever.
Yes,
works.
I think that quarterly, it's, next thing you know, we're in the next quarter already.
Right. Yeah, who knows, maybe semi-annually, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, it doesn't have to be
Yeah.
necessarily set in
Set-
stone.
set in
Periodic
stone
updates.
with
Yes.
Periodic updates.
All right, great idea.
And going to the next one, on the silver certification, there is an award ceremony tomorrow. I think it's in East Haddam.
Yes.
And it's at 5 p.m. or 4 p.m.
Starts
Starts
at
at 4 p.m. and it's for us. I mean, definitely they are honoring the towns which have got the certification, and some of us from the task force and Jason will be there to take the plaque that they're going to
Okay.
give on the
Was
city.
there any charge for that?
No,
No, it's
a
free of charge.
Good.
It's free,
They're
yeah.
just gonna serve some light refreshments.
Light
It's
refreshments.
not like a full dinner or anything.
Okay.
But it might be nice to see that. I think we're one of 30 communities that have received a new certification level, so that's good. We're in good company, and we'll see. It's my first event like that, so
Me
I'm
too.
kind of a wallflower. So
Yeah.
I missed the bronze one, so I'm excited to be part of the.
Yeah.
I was part of the task force
Yeah.
then too, but I couldn't make it to the event, so
Oh,
I'm
okay.
excited to be there this time.
Oh, okay. So there was one for the
For
bronze?
bronze too, yeah.
At Goodspeed?
I don't know where I can't
Okay.
remember where it was.
Okay.
But they had one for
They
bronze.
did have one for
They had,
bronze,
yeah.
okay.
I would mention now that part of a way to get credit is to work with other communities on projects.
Yeah,
Mm.
it
So
is.
this might be a good opportunity,
Good opportunity
to
yeah.
start those conversations.
Yeah.
Whether it's with Weathersfield or
Yeah.
some of the other surrounding
Cromwell.
communities. Yeah, Cromwell would be
Cromwell,
great. Yeah.
Weathersfield, yeah.
Yeah. I still have that food waste thing in the back of my head. I'd like to someday
Yes.
look into it a little further.
Okay, moving on to the next one, discussion of the old business. The first one is encourage an equitable and just food system. So, any updates on the Rocky Hill?
A couple. We've talked previously. We had a Eagle Scout project offer to come in and have some picnic tables made for the
that's
community
good.
farm.
Yeah.
So those were delivered 2 weeks ago. So
Very
they
good.
were beautiful.
Nice.
They were constructed out of materials provided by Home Depot, and
Do you know where they're going to place them?
well, at the moment they're stored at the barn.
Yeah.
But we'll figure out a
Good.
layout for it
Yeah.
because we're going to be doing some surveying there later this month to lay out the location where the garden plots are going to go in.
Right in the ground.
So we'll try to find some spots in there that
Yeah.
make sense. Right now they're up there, yeah, hopefully we'll have them in spots that make sense for people.
There in that farm area, right?
Correct. Yeah. So off to the, let's see, the easiest way to describe it would be the like southeast corner. So this would be if you were on New Britain Ave, you can see the barn from the road. This would, if you were looking down on the barn from the roadway, it would be behind and to the left of the barn. That's the area that they want to put the plots. It's not going to be near New Road. It's going to be kind of on the other side of the
Other
barn.
side.
but behind.
Because all the food weight, the food, or not the food.
Compost.
The garden
Yeah.
pieces
Yeah.
over to the right, right?
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
There's farmland that's getting used,
Yeah, way back.
but we're going to make garden plots.
Yeah.
So we're going to
That'll
lay
be
out
to
the
the
area
right,
where
you
that's
think?
going to be. We're going to set a couple survey points.
Yeah.
Then we'll be able to lay out the plots.
Yeah.
And then be able to relay them out in the future
Yeah,
from there.
hopefully we
with
get
those
that going
points that we set.
next year.
Yeah. That's the
Yeah,
plan.
that's the
So,
plan.
Yes.
Okay.
And then.
They talked about that a little bit in the plan and implementation committee too.
Yep. MDC is going to provide a water service for us. There's a hydrant that got placed there. So I have to check and see if we're still getting a water service or if we're working with the hydrant that was placed by MDC, because I didn't know that was coming. So we'll figure that out from there.
They put a new hydrant in?
There's a hydrant there, yeah.
Is it a new one?
Yeah, brand new fire hydrant.
Okay,
Yeah,
whereabouts is that? Is that-
on New Road, near
On
the
New Road?
driveway entrance.
Near-
Yep. Yeah, I was there a couple weeks ago.
Do we know how many plots would be?
Oh,
evaluated?
I don't have the number off the top of my head, but I thought it was something like 96 plots or something.
96?
I
That's
might have
a
been.
lot.
I'm not 100% sure on that, so please don't
Yeah, that's
quote
fine.
me
That's
in
fine.
any newspapers. I'll know better after I lay them out. But we have an area in mind. Also, the open space and farmland preservation meeting last week, I think there's a Girl Scout project that was supposed to be presenting like a native plants planting area. So I think they gave a presentation on that at the meeting, but I haven't had a chance to check in and find out what this thing is. I will provide that in a packet for next
okay.
month
Okay.
with some whatever information I can on that, as well as some information about the proposed plots.
Did you mention that last meeting?
I've brought it up in the past. I don't know
Okay.
if it was
Yeah,
last meeting or
okay.
not, but I have mentioned
For
it.
last month?
But I didn't have any information about
Okay.
what they
Okay.
were, what exactly the plan was and what they were doing. I think they needed time to, prepare a presentation, but they gave it last week, so this is good. Let's see, what else is going on at the barn? When we made the barn area, we had it built. There's also a gravel parking area next to it. There is a concrete pad and concrete walkway that we poured to go up into the building. That concrete pad is a ADA accessible parking area. So we still have to have the stripes painted out on that. I was talking to the line striper about that. We may not be able to get to it this fall, but the stripes will be in the spring, if not this fall.
Okay.
Because it's specifically one color that he's not using right now, so he has to make a special trip into town just for that one small little area. So I think he's kind of hoping something may pop up in one of the other communities this fall that he can go, okay, I can do Rocky Hill and then I can go do that all in one night.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get that painted up.
And that was the area used by my son, Anirudh Nagabandi. He was the Eagle Scout who was
Yeah,
doing
okay, good.
So that area was used to actually put the picnic tables together.
Oh, okay, yeah,
And
perfect.
there was a good turnout from his troop who actually helped with the staining. So they did multiple coats to make sure that
Yeah.
they are.
It's a nice color too.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of matches the barn. Did you guys take any pictures?
Yes, I did.
Oh, good,
We
good.
did, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. Yeah, I'd love to see some of those pictures. So
They
yeah,
must
I,
be proud, they must be proud of
They,
that.
yes, they were, and it's good to see that the Boy Scout troop had kids from different age groups, so everyone were so much interested to do the staining and try to put the picnic tables together. So it's a lot of interest,
It's
and
nice
and the
workshop
weather
type
was
of project.
beautiful on that day.
Yeah.
It didn't rain, and there was not much of a breeze, so the weather was perfect for them to be outdoors.
Good, good.
So-
yeah, that's like a safe spot that you can have young kids operating in without
Correct.
being like near a road or
Yes.
something, you know?
Yeah.
It's like an empty parking lot on a site that's not used yet. It's about as good as it gets. Yeah.
That's good.
Yep. So yeah, let's see, anything else in the community farm? We need to run power into the building, and then also they want to provide water to the building so we can have a bathroom in there. Currently, there's no bathroom yet, but that I believe is the plan, so.
And when do you think it will open up for residents to register?
I don't know yet. That might be information that we get from Farmland Preservation, but I haven't heard yet. So I imagine pretty soon. And I imagine it'll be probably the Parks and Rec Department
Okay.
that would be posting that information up on the website when it's ready, because that comes under their purview.
Okay, moving on to the next one. I know we have applied for the grant, so did you hear anything on?
For the food waste collection
collection.
sites? Yeah, no, I haven't heard anything new on that. That was, last month, we had mentioned we're still waiting on that. We may not hear until January about whether or not there's money from the SMMR2 grant for.
Really, I thought it was, we almost, wait a couple of weeks, we'll hear from them. So it's really.
They, when we filled out the paperwork,
Yeah.
Mona McKim said it could be as late as January before we heard.
Oh, okay.
So,
I get the impression it was gonna be.
I hope so.
Sooner, yeah,
I'd like to know soon. So that would be money that we could use to purchase these food waste collection bins. That was the one that they would stay locked until and used your smartphone to enter in a code to get it to open up for you. So yeah, I do have a sidewalk contract starting up next week, and so I'm going to build a concrete pad near the sidewalk
Yeah.
in anticipation of that. And if that's not, if we don't get that grant, and we're not putting something there, I can put a bench there. You know what I mean? But at least the pad will be there, which is good.
Near the Century Hills.
Yes, yeah, that's correct. I'll get to that one when we get a
Oh,
little further
yeah.
down in our discussion.
Yeah.
But that's all I have for the moment. I don't have any update.
Okay, good. The next one is promote the waste reduction and reuse. We have, there is a recycling awareness presentation at the library. It's on November 25th at 6 p.m. So, library will send out an email for the registration. So it will be done by the library, but it will be hosted by the sustainable our task our team, and of course from the town of Lewis and Jason, and I think it was Joe Lentin, right? He
Mhm.
was the one who presented last.
He presented with me last time. I don't know if he's going to be available for this one.
Okay.
If not, I think having him there for the first time was
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
I picked up on a few things I can use, and
Yeah.
we're gearing this towards younger children, so
Yeah,
we don't have to
yeah,
get into
really,
the specifics
yeah.
too much. I think it's
Yeah.
all about just
Yeah.
educating them, making it fun, and then I have to kind of tailor my presentation a little bit more towards a younger audience. So I have to play around with that, and I haven't had a chance yet, but be working on that soon.
not till November, so you have.
Yeah, I got a couple of prizes already, which is good, so I got those going. But November comes quick, as you know.
Next week, right?
Yeah, right, exactly. So I only have about
Yeah.
less than a month now, so I've got to make sure I'm
The
ready for
time
that.
was 6 PM, right, you said?
6 p.m.
Yep.
November
Yeah.
25th at 6
Yeah.
p.m.
Yeah, we wanted to try to get it at a time where, the kids are out of school, parents might be able to attend. So hopefully we'll get a good showing for that. The other thing that kind of comes up that's related to that is that we used to have IT, our IT department at Town Hall help us with getting social media up and running with different things that we wanted to get out to the public and working with the town website. They've now trained staff in my department, including me, to be able to do some of that ourselves. So I don't have, that's one less hoop to jump through in order to get something posted somewhere. So
Okay.
that's good. So we'll be able to disseminate information out about that. One thing I need to look into though is whether or not I'm going to have control of like social media related to this task force. It would make sense that I would, but I have to talk to IT about that because this would be a good time to get that up and flowing again and starting with that silver certification and this upcoming presentation. That might be the first two things to get out there. So that's something I'd like to get up in the next week or so if I can. So I'm going to put in a help desk request to sit down with them for a few minutes and figure out what we can do.
So
I'd
will
like to get that
there be
started.
a separate page for it or just
So,
update on the?
So we have the town website. There's a news and events section there. We have also the individual departments. They can post information there as well. But then we also have social media available to us, the town's Facebook page and things like that. So we might be able to get some posts up there, a wider audience, which I think would be good. So yeah, I was going to send out a request for a meeting, so I can try to get something out there as soon as possible. So we only have a few weeks before that presentation, so it's a good reason to get on it. Yeah, so that's all I have for the moment. But if you guys have any fun ideas, shoot, let me know. We'll try to make it as fun as I can.
Well, we'll be there.
You'll be there, yeah. The next one is promote complete streets. So there are 3 updates there, or at least the
Oh,
items.
right. So the first thing is sidewalk projects. Currently have one sidewalk project on Washington Street coming to a close for this year. That is part of a larger project in that region. We were going to do Washington Street this year with funds that the town had to put in a 5-foot wide sidewalk. And so we carried that from Old Main Street here near the fire station next to Town Hall and then down the hill towards Glastonbury Avenue. I stopped short of Glastonbury Avenue because I have plans for a sidewalk project on Glastonbury Avenue next year. So this will connect to that project once it's built. And then that project will go from Old Main Street past Washington Street, maybe I think 150 feet or so, and then stop because there's a plan for a future development, private development, that's going to bring more sidewalk down Glastonbury Avenue. So I'll stop at their project limits, and then hopefully they can continue on from there. So that'll be, two projects there that'll connect to each other. Should be good. It'll be a nice little walking loop. I've seen a lot of pedestrians during the construction using that road, going past our construction equipment and stuff. So I see, even people here that work at Town Hall and the school department, on their lunch breaks, taking a walk through there. So I think that sidewalk's going to get used, which is good. We're planting topsoil and grass seed. This time of year, we may not get the seed growth that we're hoping to get. So, the contractor will likely have to come back in the spring and reseed. But we'll see if we can get something to grow in the meantime. And they're working on wrapping up some driveway paving and the last little items this week. And then another sidewalk project is starting next week on Century Hills Drive. So that's a loop road that starts and then terminates again back on Cold Spring Road. We're going to do half of Century Hills Drive this year under one state-funded project, and then next year once I get the design approved by all the relevant groups, they'll be able to do the remaining sidewalk. So that'll be a nice walking loop for people there. There's a lot of condos there. There's also an apartment complex nearby. So like a third of the population of the town lives within very close proximity of that walk. I wish it was bigger. You know, it's putting in a sidewalk is great. If we had more room in our right of way, we could have done a wider path for people. But some sidewalk is better than no sidewalk. So I think that'll be good. I think it'll get used heavily. I see a lot of groups of walkers out there every day. And we just paved the road a few years ago, so I think when that sidewalk goes in and we get some grass growing, I think it's going to look really nice. So I'm looking forward to that project. And then next year we have, like I said, the Glastonbury Avenue project. We're going to do a short section on Elm Street near the cemetery. It's like a gap in our sidewalk network in that vicinity, so we're going to do one there. And then the other half of Century Hills Drive, so that'll be 3 projects next year. In addition to that, we also have sidewalk repairs starting up soon. So we have a series of locations where we've either found defects ourselves as the sidewalk ages. Sometimes you have degradation of panels and things like that. And we get feedback from residents too. People complain, you know, if they accidentally trip on something or they see something on their walk, they let us know. So compiled a list of that, and we're trying to get those fixed. And I just sent out another contractor who walked this part of town, kind of the area around Main Street, Old Main, as far south as like Elm Street, walking and looking at the existing sidewalks in that area, looking for any additional trip hazards. The ones that, if there's a raised panel with just a lip, this company can go in and grind back that edge. So kind of instead of having a sharp edge like that, they can bevel it back so that you don't trip on it when you walk past it.
That would be a lot cheaper too.
Significantly cheaper, yeah. So I just got the results this afternoon. There's some repairs that need to be done, but they give you all the locations and how much it's expected to cost.
Yeah.
There's a nice breakdown, and it's significantly cheaper than removing and replacing the concrete panels. So the panels that are in good shape that can be ground that way, just taking a high edge and beveling it back, we're going to try to do that. We did that on a street last year. Was it last year? The year before, just as a test, and it was great. It was a really simple process. It doesn't take long to do. It's minimal inconvenience, and they have a dust collection system right there. So as they're doing the cutting of the concrete, it goes right into their dust collection system. It doesn't make a mess. A little bit of noise for a few minutes, and then they're done. And they go on to the next location. So that'll be quick work, but we just have to go through and make sure we have enough money to do everything we want and get on that. So there'll be repairs this fall. There'll be Century Hills 2. Century Hills Phase 1. Try to get Century Hills done, the concrete work done before mid-December.
Any chance on Friend Street? Any chance of getting the sidewalk?
Well, that's the other. That's
It's a dangerous road, Friend Street.
Yep. So that's the other thing is we had a meeting talking about future sidewalk projects.
Yeah.
There is more grant money out there. The next round of funding from one of the programs that we're using for some of these sidewalk projects is coming up. So I'm keeping an eye on that for when that information is released, and we'll try to come up with at least one design that we can put into that program to see if we get picked. So my boss put together a list of locations that were considered priority sidewalk installation areas, and then approximate costs and whether they would qualify under this type of grant program or other similar types of grant programs. So we'll kind of go through the list, and we'll try to pick up on a couple of things that we can apply for and submit for it and see how we do. And it'll be a process. We won't be able to construct it right away. We have to do design plans and get those approved by the state, because it's a state funding source. But it's a little bit of a ordeal to go through the process, but it's worth it. It's useful funds that we can put towards these projects. And the goal of those programs are a little bit simpler to manage than the federal highway administration programs. So it's a little bit less paperwork, even though it's a lot more than what we would typically do. Yeah, so sidewalks. In addition to sidewalks, we also had meetings. We had our first meeting to discuss Complete Streets projects. Complete Streets is a name given to considering the roadway as something that can be used by all users, not just people in cars, not just trucks, but also pedestrians, bicyclists, anybody that can be using the right of way, and trying to give all of them consideration when we're looking at designing or redesigning a roadway. So we had decided to have some interdepartmental meetings on a regular basis to gather information, come up with some ideas, and then solicit feedback from the public. I'm trying to get some ideas together for some projects that we can do to make Rocky Hill fall more in line with the Complete Streets concept. So yeah, we just had our first meeting about a week ago. We're going to do another one in November, and we're trying to gather anecdotal evidence that we've picked up from residents, requests for different types of projects or complaints about different issues, looking at crash data that's available through the state, and just kind of pooling all our resources. So we're talking about public works, we're talking about the engineering department, we're talking about planning and zoning, police department, fire department, fire marshal's office, all trying to get all of us in a room together to talk about these specific issues. So we hope that that'll.
All sounding like it's starting of a toolkit.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Yeah, in a way.
Definitely.
And then there are points that we can
Yeah.
get
Oh,
from
yeah.
Sustainable CT for having
Well, we
this.
did have like
Yes.
30 points for them.
Yeah, and there are Complete Streets, yeah, we did get some points for Complete Street
Yeah.
projects that we've done
And
in the
this
last couple
meeting
years.
also one of the action, the continuous meetings on the Complete Streets. Which
Yeah.
I don't think we got.
Correct.
But-
I made sure to bring that up to the town
Yeah,
planner
that
when
was,
she was
that was
piecing
great.
this
That was all
together.
you.
Yeah. No, it wasn't me. It was her, really. She's the one that managed to get a Complete Streets policy enacted by the town back in 2023.
Who are you
So
talking about?
this is Kim Ritchie, the town
Oh,
planner.
Kim Ritchie, okay.
Yeah.
So Kim really has an interest in getting this going. The town manager's really interested in this. He attended our first meeting as well. So we hope to try to get some good information out of those sessions.
Yeah.
And there'll come a time where we'll get the public involved with some
Yes.
concepts and things. And
And the surveys too, right, where they want.
yeah,
Sending out for
absolutely.
the
Yeah,
surveys,
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's early days on that, but it's been a long time coming. So I'm glad we're doing it.
Yeah.
So I wish we had started sooner. So yeah, and then the last item here under Complete Streets stuff was the Rocky Hill Glastonbury Ferry. The DOT wants to do some upgrades to the ferry landings here and in Glastonbury. I went to a pre-construction meeting on Friday about that. It's minor things, it's more cosmetic, and trying to increase ADA compliance. So there'll be a sidewalk that connects from the ramp to the parking area in Ferry Park, the town owns. There'll be some new decorative fencing, there'll be a couple of stone pillars, some lights. It'll give it a different feel and provide that sidewalk. They're gonna be working on both sides of the river. They're gonna get started next month, probably late next month, and they're gonna start on the Glastonbury side first. Just fine, let them work the kinks out on the Glastonbury
Yeah.
side. And then when they finish one side, as far as they can go, they'll cross over and do that. And what's great is that they picked a time of year when the ferry's not gonna be operating. We've just taken the docks out of the water. So that's the quiet time for a couple of months. They can get these things done, and they hope to have everything completed for when the ferry opens in the spring.
Yeah.
So by April 1st, they should have everything done. So yeah, so they'll keep us
That's good.
apprised as they'll have periodic meetings during the progress of the work, so we'll be able to stay up to date with what's going on. Yeah.
Lots going on the Complete Street, so thank you, Jason, for the
Yeah.
update.
Yeah,
Busy,
sure.
busy.
Busy. So we'll move on to the next one, discussion of the new business. So I know we touched upon it earlier on this one, 2025-26 project discussions. So Definitely, we have to look back to the 2022 and 2023, what we have done in 2024, and see how we can come up with a roadmap.
Yeah.
So we continue with those actions. When we certify for the future in 3 years, we still get the points for those.
Yeah, yeah, I want to build, a strong
Yep.
showing on sustainability so that
Yeah.
we feel confident that we can maintain that
Yeah, we can
certification.
move some of the 2022 stuff into the
Yeah.
2025.
Yeah, yeah, just kind of keep it rolling,
Yeah.
And then I want to have a meeting with Sustainable CT. Hopefully our fellow's still available
Yeah.
for that, but I'd like to discuss with her, how to stay
Yeah.
focused on these
Yeah,
things,
how
how to
stay
keep it
current,
moving.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because, some of the points that we get credit for, it's kind of a one-time thing, Have you completed this task, yes or no?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, but if that got completed a few years ago, it wouldn't be
Yeah.
compliant to
Yeah.
continue to get
Yeah.
points for it. Okay, what else do we have?
Yeah.
Where else can we get credit? So that's the thing that I worry about, is it may be a bigger ask of the task force as we go on, because there'll be less and less things available on the menu that we can get credit for, because some of the points have already been achieved. And then some of the other ones are more recurring things that we can keep going with.
Okay.
And it might ultimately be those things that really become our bread and butter as we go forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So should we bring her into one of our meeting here so we can talk about it? Is that how you were
I would love to do that. The sustainable CT fellow that we use, Summer Mitchell,
Yeah.
is a Weathersfield resident, so we were kind of hoping we might be able to get her to come to a meeting because it's on the way home.
Right.
So if she's amenable to that, great. If not, then we'll see if we can get someone else from Sustainable CT
Okay.
to come, or at least provide some information that we can present.
I
think
think
it'd be
we
really
feel
good.
comfortable with Summer
So-
if we can.
Absolutely. She was.
Because I
She
haven't
was a
talked
big
to her in months now.
Yeah, that's true.
We're almost on speed dial for,
Yeah, it'd be good to have
Have
a
a
closure
there.
too, It's like, we went through that whole process together. It'd be
She
nice
was-
to,
She was always on top of us, making sure that I can help you to do it. You do this
Yeah.
correction, do this
Yeah.
correction.
Jason,
So
can I help you?
helpful.
yeah, there's a lot of that. But it was great because, she did kind of keep us on task, and she helped clarify things for us as we went along. So it'd be great if she can, help provide a little bit of a roadmap for us going forward, so we make sure that we can stay on top of things. And if not, the thing about Sustainable Fellows is, as far as I know, she is the first one that has been hired, as a permanent hire. A lot of the other ones were seasonal. They would get picked up for the summer season, and we could use them. And then they would move on, go back
Yeah.
to school, go on to other things, and it'd be someone else. So I don't know if she's still gonna be partnered with us, or if there might be somebody else available. But hopefully we can have, a representative from Sustainable CT come here and talk with us, and just make sure that, we're doing the right thing as we go forward. That way we can minimize the paperwork that we have to do. We can make sure that we're tracking the right things. And then, if there's additional things that, that we think the town council should be pursuing, above and beyond Sustainable CT, then we
Yeah.
should be bringing that information forward too, right? It's a great thing to have, but, it's not the end-all, be-all of sustainability. There's other things too that we wouldn't necessarily get credit for that might still be of great use to the town, so.
We
need to
serve
do
as
that.
an advisory board, so we should take that information back to the town council.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then hopefully, with more regular feedback at the meetings, that's gonna keep the council members thinking about us, and might have a good back and forth, and be able to, be able to get some of these things onto the capital budget for projects every year. So there'll be more of that, which would be great.
Will you be checking with the Sustainable City on if they would come here, or would it be something?
Yeah, I'm gonna send an email out tomorrow. And I'll CC you two folks on it as the chair and vice chair, and I'll hopefully have some information for you guys going forward. It'd be great if I could have them come to the next meeting. So we'll see if that's a possibility. And if not, then,
Yeah,
perhaps
separate
they can-
meeting.
Yeah,
You know,
if not, then.
it's hard to,
Right.
this is different than, just having, three of us, or, if you want to come.
Yeah, I mean, we could do a special meeting if you want,
Yeah,
if
then we
a
could-
different night, that's fine. Yeah, I'm available, so, okay, good. All right,
It's like I was telling you before, on last year's, by comparing 2022, it's like I looked at the inventory and assess historical resources.
yes.
That's one of the things we got 30 points for. And it looks like it'll be gone for the 2022, so that's one we'd have to work on. But I'm thinking that if we could just somehow update the document
Yeah,
and make it 2025,
Exactly.
or 2026 when we do it.
exactly.
Is Academy Hall's not changing, or Congressional Church is not gonna be changing, or the parks.
Yeah, we had a few things like that, if you remember, that when we were looking at submitting data, Summer was nice enough to point out, oh, can you just have a little statement saying that this is still in use, or, can you update this little
Yeah,
thing
okay,
here? There was a
then
lot of
we
that.
get-
So I think
we
that,
did get some
yeah,
points,
so
even
that
though
might
we-
be a situation where, yeah, that could be something.
We don't have to really do anything, we just tell her that, things aren't changing.
Right.
Okay, so we did get some points for something like that, you think?
Yeah, I think we did.
We did, okay, all right, good.
But yeah, it'd be good if we can have more things like that going forward. And then whatever new programs we want to adopt. One of the things, I'm sorry, it doesn't really kind of fit into the agenda, but we said we were going to talk about the fact that the pumpkin smash isn't happening this year.
Yes.
So,
We tried.
yeah. Was it an issue with them not having enough volunteers, or just didn't need the
Well,
material?
Go ahead.
You were the one who were following up with that, if you want to prove it.
Well, it was kind of like, we talked with the people from the town, and they said they had some other projects they wanted to work on. They really didn't have time to put some effort into it, and even though we kind of had told them we would do it all, or even like one in your emails
Yeah,
saying,
yeah.
can we just use the area? And I don't think we heard back
No.
from them.
Okay.
So they just
Might be too much on their plate this
didn't
time.
want to, I think they would have liked to do it, but it was just too late, and
Okay.
so,
Well, perhaps there's another sustainability event we can prepare,
Yeah.
to help take its place this year.
That's true.
So now that we're getting into colder weather, maybe not this fall, maybe something we can shoot for in the spring.
well, we got our opening events, that's, the library thing.
Yeah,
That's
it's a start.
That's basically us, as opposed to the pumpkin patch was.
It's,
Intergenerational food
yeah.
pantry garden. Yep.
Yeah, and it was a good event, but I think it was more primed by, from Alan, I think.
It was more from the food pantry volunteers who
Derek
were,
and I think.
yeah, they were leading it. The food pantry volunteers,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they were leading that.
They were leading that
Yeah.
too, and I think one of those guys from last year, Derek, I don't think it was Derek, it was
No,
the
it
other
was
guy.
Alan.
Derek's
Alan,
participated,
Alan.
Alan's
Yeah, yeah.
participated.
Alan was basically the driver of
Yeah.
it. and-
Kim Ritchie, she participated last year.
Participated.
She didn't set it up, but she was participating with her daughter.
Yeah, he got some of the Connecticut, University of Connecticut came down, and then
Yes, UConn, normally they come and they
UConn,
provide
he had the M&M Bank, which was,
MNT.
yeah, they were a prime reason why we wanted to do it, because they wanted to volunteer on
Okay.
it. And, but,
So this year, I don't think we'll have the pumpkin smash, but if we can find, Jason, maybe someone from the town, or you can help us, if they can just come and drop off those pumpkins, right, and we can have a conversation with the Hayes Farm, if they can pick it up for their livestock.
well, I talked to the transfer station,
Yeah, okay.
and they said that, I said, do you have any preparations for the pumpkins?
Yeah.
And they said, well, they're probably gonna just do what they did last year. I said, it's gonna be in the food waste container. Thinking about it, and some of them could go there until it gets full, because that's only, it's one
Yeah.
container there,
Right.
so
Yeah,
it's
doesn't
only
take
gonna
too
get
long
full
for
of,
that
a couple
full, yeah.
pumpkins. But he said they can they can use all the other stuff and, you know, where they put the brush. I think that's what they did last year.
Oh, okay.
Because I think a lot of people came down and just dropped them off because I guess they didn't want to throw it into your trash bag.
Right, yeah, and we
That
don't,
was
we don't
just
have like a
citizens.
curbside collection program.
You know,
just for that.
common sense type of thing.
Right.
So they would bring it down and
Okay.
leave it
That's a
there,
good idea.
so.
So
I was even thinking maybe we could get something out saying, bring it down to the transfer
Yeah,
station
yeah,
as
yeah.
opposed to
Well, yeah,
throwing it
let
in.
me talk to our highway superintendent about that, because he manages that space, and see if he has any ideas, you know, maybe there's a,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, because,
small
you know,
dumpster we can set up or something. and,
Well,
exactly.
actually-
but
yeah,
the-
they can take
it
it.
works out pretty good, because you could just dump it there with the brush, and that's what they did last year, so it doesn't have to, I don't think it'd go for another dumpster, but I think.
Yeah, right.
But I think
Yeah,
if they
that's
could
fine. I
just, people would just bring it there, it's kind of like out of the normal trash, and we
Sure.
can just get rid of it.
Yep, yeah, we're still
It's something-
diverting it.
Yeah, we can, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I
Or
just
divert-
want to touch base with him, because
Yeah.
it's a small site, it's, you know, it's set up differently than it was last year. Right, we have less space available, I just want to make sure that I don't surprise them.
It doesn't affect anything. I don't think it's still a great, you know, they're still taking as much, even though they stopped the pit.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah, yeah,
not-
they're trying to, you know.
It's
level
stopped, but I
service.
don't think it's affecting the area at all, because everybody's bringing it there and they're getting rid of it, so it's all the brush and it's
Yep.
being taken care of.
Yep, and their leaf collection program's starting up soon,
Yeah,
so
right.
they'll have their crews out picking those things up
Yeah,
soon.
and that'll go to the pit. I think that'll still go to the pit, right? They'll open it up for those guys,
I
or?
don't know if they're sending it there or not, I'm not
Yeah,
sure actually.
yeah, I
I was
don't
gonna
know
ask that
either.
at our next meeting. It was a little different this year. So I
Yeah.
don't know where they're doing that, probably, but they may not be. I
Yeah.
don't know, they're trying to get materials out of the pit, they're not trying to add materials to
Okay,
it.
so we may
So
try
they
to.
may,
Yeah, that's a good
I don't know
question.
what their plan is.
I'm kind of curious to know.
Yeah, we had a lot of stuff on our agenda the last time we had a staff
Yeah.
meeting, so I didn't get a chance to ask that question. I
So
couldn't
Joe
remember
know
to jot
that?
it down.
More
Yeah,
than anything?
that's his baby.
Yeah.
And so we can actually, once we hear from you, we will post it in there is a sustainable Facebook page where many of the people follow. So maybe we
Sure.
can just put a small post that even though we don't have the event, they can still take their pumpkins and put it in the transfer station.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we'll
and
wait
it
till-
wasn't a lot of pumpkins that went to that either. It wasn't like it was thousands of them. You
Right.
know, it's not
No,
a huge
it
number.
was just, you know, people, you know, didn't want to throw it in, and they
Sure.
just, you know, just people bringing it into
Yeah.
the, because there is a place for it,
Yes.
Mhm.
because that's what, you know, the leader of the transfer station said down there.
Nice. All right. Good idea.
So I think that was on the about what we wanted to talk today. So do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll motion it.
I'll second it.
There
Please,
you go.
all in
That's
favor.
it.
Thank you.
Okay, folks, thank you.
Thank you.